the grid. The phones are loud. Yeah, fuck with me. But yo, let me tell you my love story. Check this out. Fighting me, you got your reason, you put that weight on me, babe. Show me where you hide the secrets, yeah. Who should repent, hey. Jump off the deep end, yeah. If I ever give you my blessing, baby, better keep it, 'cause I mean one. And and when I say that I'm done, but I fight for you, boy, 'cause what's love if you can't drown in it? What's love if it ain't got it? Tell me what's love if you don't spend time with it? Yeah, they can try, but they can't fuck with it, not really, not really. They can fuck with us, not really, not really, not really, not really. This love, too real, won't they fuck with us, not really. The road ain't stop, baby. You know me better than I. Let's go.
Yo, 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 yo. Hey man, tonight is gonna be a good one, man. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a vibe and all of that. It's gonna be a vibe and all of that, man. Trust and believe. You feel what I'm saying? Welcome to the Haveknotz podcast. You feel what I'm saying? Tonight we got a special one, ladies and gentlemen. You feel me? Tonight we kicking it with the homie, the family, Raven Paris, Baltimore's very own. Wait a minute, man. I'm trying to make sure she get in this.
Hey, friend.
What's up, friend? Hey,
How are you? Hi, Chrissy.
Huh?
So Chrissy had came in. I'm gonna be in here because I feel like I could see your followers or the people that's coming in closer than you can. Hey, Carla.
Okay.
So I'm just saying hi to the people that's coming in to chat with us.
Let me set the tone and set it off right. You feel me?
Okay.
Yo. Welcome to the Haveknotz podcast once again. Like I said, tonight we're gonna have a beautiful one, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we got the family, the homie, Baltimore's very own, the queen. You feel me? An author, a radio personnel, a voice for women of empowerment, a communication strategist, first female African American field producer for TMZ,
Period.
businesswoman, an educator, a wife, a newly mom. I call her the Oprah of Baltimore. You dig what I'm saying? I promise you. You feel me? And I've been saying that for years. Raven Paris, thank you for kicking it on the Haveknotz podcast. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, look at you. For one, shout out to the intro.
Okay.
You did your research, even though you already do a lot of it anyway.
I ain't got to do my research.
I was about to say, you know a lot of it anyway, but like the fact that you was looking at the notes to make sure you dropped everything in the order for the intro. I see you. Hey, Adia. Hi,
did I miss anything?
No, you didn't. You mentioned wife, new mom, businesswoman. You mentioned the journey. Yeah, that's it. I mean, CEOs Evolve. That's the name of the business now for the marketing agency. If you just want to throw some names out there, but outside of that, you've mentioned everything. I feel like it's been a journey. You've been able to see the journey from the beginning.
For the people in the balcony who ain't here.
CEOs Evolve, that's the marketing agency. That's my marketing agency. And CEOs Evolve Studios will be the content creation co-working space that is opening in 2024. So that's what we opening up soon.
That's what you're working on right now?
Yes. That's the renovation project that me and Tony is doing. We actually just went to go see it today. The building is coming along well. We had to totally gut out a space. It used to be a church. So I'm like, oh, this is ordained for me because you already know how much I love the Lord. So we didn't gut that space out, and it's a content creation co-working space. So for all of our entrepreneurs that need to come and get their content creating going on, we will have multiple rooms. You'll have your podcast, you'll have your recording studio, you'll have your classroom in case you want to do some workshops. You'll have a flex space in case you need to rent an office area. We have our event space in case you want to do an event that can hold 100 people just in that room. And then you have like your bar lounge in case you want to just utilize the Wi-Fi, get a drink, fellowship with the community that's in there. Then you have upstairs your videography, photography space. So if you want to come, they'll have about 8 to 10 different sets. So if you need some, branding material going on, photo shoot done, a video shoot done, that'll happen up there. And then we also have another meeting space room. So in case you wanted to come down, have a meeting with your team or have an intimate dinner space that also have a smaller bar in that room, that is what will happen upstairs.
That's super fucking dope, friend.
So dope,
Congratulations.
right?
That's super fucking dope. Nah, big time. Big time. You feel me? That's
It's gonna be
super
dope.
fucking dope. That's
You
a
know, we
lot
don't have
of stuff
nothing like
going
that
on.
here. Like, we have nothing like that here. And I want this space to be so sexy, aesthetically pleasing. I want every room to be a photo op, even down to the bathroom. So it's going to take some time, but it's coming together.
And shout out to you and your husband for bringing
Thank
your
you.
leisure to Baltimore. You feel me? That was super, super, super dope.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't have nothing like that where we from. So you bringing
At
a whole
all.
different atmosphere, and you putting people on to a different set of business, opening their minds to different things. You know what I'm saying? So big, big shout out to y'all for that. And
Thank
I
you.
said it to him when I seen him. I told you. You feel me? And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, "Oh yeah, that's the fan. We doing some business with them again."
Yep.
Say less.
They running
You know
it
what
back.
I'm
We
saying?
running it back, the Wealth Summit Live, summer 2024. The fact that we was able to have, people come out on a Saturday, to learn about financial literacy was like, oh, that's major. Like, so for our first event, we had 300 plus people. It was within like 300, 350. And the fact that we only had a month to market it was like, okay, I'm okay with that. Next year, the numbers is going to be even more crazy because we're going to have much more time to prepare, much more time to market. And next year, we're going for 1,000 plus.
Straight up.
I done said it here first
Straight up.
on the podcast.
In Jesus' name.
In Jesus'
You
name,
know what
amen. You
I'm
already
saying?
know.
That's what y'all gonna do.
That's it.
Listen, congratulations on everything that y'all doing right now. Everything that you just told me sounds super, super, super amazing, friend. Super dope. Super, super proud of you. You feel me? Super, super proud of you, friend. Now let's get into the topic.
Let's
Maybe.
do it.
All right, today we're gonna kick it about love, ladies and gentlemen, in all of its essence. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, as I said in the beginning, I call her the Oprah of Baltimore. She do a lot of empowering things for females, and I'm always in a DM or hitting on the phone like, yo, you know what you could be doing? Man, I see you like this. I see you like da-da-da-da. Just always saw her in that light for real. So who better to give you a great feel of her definition of love in the essence, and all of her success that she's experienced with it thus far. Who better? So to start it off, I want to know, what is your definition of love?
Love is I feel like love is an action word, right? And if you are spiritual, whoever's tapping in, I'm a Jesus lover. So Jesus is love, right? So it's like by Jesus being love, and I always ask to be a representation of him so people can feel that once they get in my presence. I feel like it's an action. It's something that you do. It's something that you make people feel. You do things out of love. It's the intention behind everything that you do, which result in an action. So I just feel like love is how you express yourself. Love is how you, what you should be given to other people, especially like any family, friends, your spouse, your business, how you show up every day. It should be a representation of love. I just feel like it's an action word, and you display that and make people feel it. And you also got to love yourself as well. So how you treat yourself also got to represent love as well. So that's kind of how it is. It's so hard to kind of like explain what love is, but it's
No,
definitely
that
a
was good.
word. And I feel like
No, that
Jesus is love.
was a
So
good
it's
brand.
like that's what we got to be.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
I was just saying like Jesus is love, and that's what he intended for us to be down here.
Nah, that
Hey,
was a
Barry. Hey,
great branch.
Major.
That was a great branch to start off with. That was a great branch of
They don't
explaining
mean
all.
to get preachy on y'all, but
Yeah.
I'm just trying to show people more of like,
We trying to
who I am for
spread
real.
light. We giving light. That's what
Mm-hmm.
we doing. We just giving
Mm-hmm.
light. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we just
Yeah.
spreading love and giving light. That's all.
Yeah. And
Not to be
that was like my
preaching.
slogan. Like if y'all been following my first brand that I got the t-shirts and stuff on my shirt, it was spread love. If y'all been following me since Blood Culture Radio, y'all know love was a part of the brand. So I always incorporate love in anything that I do for real.
There you go, fine.
Yeah.
Now, next question. Appreciate that one. Next question is what do you think is the difference of walking in your queendom from living in society standards?
Mm. It's so interesting because honestly, I know like you've been saying queen since I met you back in the day, but I don't never use that word, right? So it's so hard, but I understand what queen's supposed to represent, right? So I guess you say like how I have my standards and my values and how I basically carry myself, right? Versus like what we see in society. Is that where you're going,
There you
right?
go.
And I think it's just more so how I was raised. I was raised by a lot of women, my mother being one of them, but then my grandmother, my aunts, and they were representations that I looked up to. And based on how they were, like, they are sexy women, but they're smart women, they're fun, they are educated, and they take care of their business and they take care of their kids. So I feel like me watching them, that kind of instilled in me. And I'm a little bit of all of that. Like, depending on what day or what minute you talk to me, depend on, what you get out of me. But I always keep my morals and my values because, for one, I don't fear nothing, but I do fear God. Let's start there. So it's just like I know he holds me to a certain standard and degree. So due to that, that also keeps me in check. Whereas though I can't be so worldly because I know better than to be so worldly. And a lot of times you realize that like when you go after things of the world, that's temporary happiness. You get what I'm saying? Like you get lost, you get caught up, you sell your soul, and then you end up feeling more empty, trying to chase something that was never meant to be yours to begin with. So it's like if you just stay in your queendom, as you like to say,
You know what I'm saying?
then I feel like you will end up being more happy with the decisions that you are making and how you're representing yourself and how you showing up as yourself because it's authentically you, according to your morals, your values, your standards, and what you want. And I also, being in a male-dominated industry coming up, it just was like, for one, you're gonna know me for my talent, for my skills, for my work ethic. You ain't gonna know me for me hooking up with that dude or selling my soul to get me a seat at the table. Like, nah, that was never
Great line.
That was never it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey. So that was never my thing for real. And I'm not knocking no one. Everyone gotta do what they gotta do because everyone's situation, circumstances is different. You get what I'm saying? So I'm never gonna knock someone for doing what they gotta do to survive out here. But fortunately, that wasn't my reality. So I've been able to have good examples, follow those examples, and now kind of like be an example for what I now want to be for my daughters.
There you go.
Yeah.
And end it like that, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's an example by itself.
Yeah.
Because it's a timeline.
Hey, y'all.
You know?
I see y'all in the chat.
And shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate y'all.
Is he clapping?
Trying to give it, you know what I mean?
You clapping, mama? You clap. Oh,
So,
she wanted to make her appearance. She is clapping over here all the time.
Oh, Lil Mama. Shout out to Lil
Come
Mama.
here, Izzy.
Hey,
Izzy,
we appreciate
come here.
you saying that, Lil Mama.
You want to clap? You want to clap on the FaceTime? On the live? You want to clap? Are you going to clap? Yay!
Hey!
Yay! Yay!
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, Isabella.
Okay.
Can you believe I have a baby? I done joined you.
No, listen,
But your baby not a baby no more.
Nah. She going on a 1 too.
Hell,
Yeah, man. Big.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, if you gotta get down now. Just wanted to say
Nah, but
hi.
you. Hey, pretty
You gonna
mama.
do one last clap, 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 clap. All right.
Hey,
Clap, clap,
okay.
clap.
In the mix. Nah,
Yes,
but
that's crazy in itself, y'all. I swear, every day I be thinking like, I can't believe I got a baby. Like, I feel like I always knew. I always knew like I'm gonna be somebody's wife and I'm gonna be somebody's mama. Like this is what I spoke over my life and this is what I knew. Okay, but like now having her is like,
and that's the
yo, it's
thing by itself too, friend.
crazy.
That's the thing by itself.
It's
Speaking
it's
it
different.
into existence.
Yeah. You have
That's
to. You
power
have to
by
be real
itself. You
clear.
feel me?
Real clear with the direction you want to go and the path you want to take and write those things out. And for a nice moment of my life, I did a lot of fasting, I did a lot of writing, and I did a lot of talking to God about what I wanted for myself. And I spoke those things over my life. I knew it. I knew I was going to be. I didn't know with who or who was going to be my husband, but I knew it. But even when I had Isabella, like people thought like once me and Tony got married that I was pregnant or had a baby because we got married quick. I'm like, yeah, no, that was never a part of the plan. Like we knew it was going to happen, but like I was birthing bags, okay? Trying to get to the money, trying to get to the bag. But
Straight
now
up.
Lord Isabella is here. And I just be looking at her like, this is crazy. But it's such a good blessing because I
No,
feel
it's
like
an
that was one of my
amazing blessing.
biggest fears. I wouldn't say
You
like
know
a
what's
big
super,
what?
not to cut, I'm
Go ahead.
apologize, but you know what's super amazing about it
What?
is what you just explained not too long ago
Mm-hmm.
of you having the representation and the good group of women around you,
Yeah.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
then trickling it down to how you became and you developing into your own, getting an understanding of it, being a woman in your own,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then having a little girl first.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That's what I wanted. I prayed for that too. And Tony always said that. He was like, you got to be God's favorite because everything you ask for, you get. I wanted a daughter. And I kept saying, when everybody was like, oh, you having a boy? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm having a girl. Like, I feel it. I talk to God about it. I'm having a girl. And what I end up having, a girl, because that's just what I knew I wanted. Okay. I wanted a little mini me, but who's going to be so much better than me. And, I wanted to be able to give her what I had from my mom and my aunts. And she's going to have that plus more.
Look, and let's be clear. The reason that I say queendom, right, is because it's a community of queens
Yeah.
in this world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it can be a whole lot more, you know, if a lot of us, well, a lot of y'all, I apologize. I'm saying like us, like the culture of us, you feel me? But if a lot of the women get a clear understanding of who they really are, then the direction in which they want to go. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people move so fast forward, not even knowing who they really are. So I might not even like this. This might not even really be for me. I don't know myself enough to know that this ain't really for me. I don't know myself enough to know that I'm really not for this type of.
But in that season that they're in, they feel like it is for them.
Yeah.
And it's like, and who are we to say that it's not? You get what I'm saying? You have to really go through in order to grow through. And once you get to that space, you realize that, oh, that's not for me. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, what my homegirl into, I'm not into that. Like they doing this way, so I gotta start moving differently this way. But you can't, I don't want to say you can't save everybody, but just everybody is different. Like,
I'm saying from the, I'm not speaking on just immediate. I apologize if that was the feel, but I'm speaking on after lessons.
Yeah.
Everybody don't
multiple times
take
you keep
lessons
finding
as
yourself
lessons.
in certain situations.
Wait, but everybody don't take lessons as lessons though. How the fuck this happened to me? This is crazy. Tisha, you know what? This shit is crazy. How did this happen? He's a fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like you repeating this cycle, you putting yourself out there in a certain way and you attracting what you putting out there. No, I get that 110%. That's why, like I said, people gotta go through in order to grow through, and eventually you get tired. But it's just so unfortunate because I always say you get one heart, and this for guys, this for women and men.
like
You
that.
get one heart. You can't buy a new one. You can't trade it in. So once the damage is done, and you got to really do the work in order to more so heal correctly and make sure you don't bleed out on other people because you hurting. And we're living in a generation where we're all just bleeding on each other, and we're all hurt trying to hurt you before you hurt me. I hear outside is so ghetto. I do not miss outside, not even a little bit. And it's just really unfortunate because if we all acted out of love and really did the self-work to heal, and be okay with being by ourselves for a while until we, get to a space of where we know who we are, then I think that it would just be much more healthier relationships. And also, people just gotta be genuine too. Right now, you see people just trying to date people to get what they want from you. You get what I'm saying? It's not genuine. It's I'ma get this, or he got money, or she giving it up, or it's just like the take. Nobody is really trying to plant no seeds.
Yeah. Talk about that part.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I don't be liking what I'm saying, but it ain't my situation, so.
This is this is specifically for y'all queens. You know what I'm saying? This is not to down nobody. This is to uplift. This is to get a better understanding. This is not saying that nobody is more holier than nobody else. This is just to give a better understanding. I'm a man. She's a woman. This is to give a better understanding. That's all this is, So I like where you was at with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Next question.
Hey y'all.
What do you think the importance of having peace and being secure as a woman?
The importance of peace and security?
Yes.
And when we speak on security and being secure, are we talking about within ourselves
And
or
yourself.
with a partner?
And yourself.
Within ourselves?
Yeah.
Hi, Kwame. I would say is very important. I feel like peace is the new luxury, and I will not trade that in for nothing to nobody. It's like once you experience it, once you know what it feel like, I'm sorry, it's too expensive for me now to do something to go jeopardize that peace. That's too expensive, okay? I cannot.
Yeah.
I cannot. And I feel like once you are in a more peaceful mind state, also once you're in a more settled space, once your environment is more settled, it also makes it easier for you to be able to grow. As I was just talking about, like the foundation and the seed, like you are a seed, right? And where you plant yourself determines how well you will grow and blossom. And in order for you to do that, you have to be at peace, some type of peace. And you have to kind of like be grounded in some good soil, and that's that, security part where it's like you're going to have to be okay with being by yourself. You're going to have to be okay with, stretching yourself a little bit to be uncomfortable. Like, it's okay. You're comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like I had a lot of sad months in my life, whereas though I was sad, I cried a lot, I prayed a lot, and I just had to surround myself with friends and family who loved me in those months, right? While I was in that season, I had to also depend on my higher power to strengthen me to get me through it. And I feel like once you plant yourself and get yourself through those seasons, then you find the security and you find the peace within yourself in order to be able to weather the upcoming storms that you may experience. Because it's like for each level, it's a new devil, they say. So it's like you're always going to experience something. You get what I'm saying? But like your foundation, which is within mentally, that will help you get through the rest of your seasons.
Exactly. Because nobody can help you be secure within yourself.
Nah.
Can open your eyes to some stuff that you may not see, but nobody can walk you to that.
Yeah, you got to do that within yourself. Like, cause like I said, it's a lot of things you got to learn about yourself. And I feel like when we go through certain things that are traumatic, it creates triggers within us, right? So it's like you do have to be aware of those triggers. And once you are aware of those triggers, people won't be able to disturb your peace as much because you'll have control over that more. And I feel like that you have to take time to spend within yourself in order to really like develop that peace and security. Nobody can make you happy outside of you. Of course, they can add to it, but like if you already not happy and you just depending on somebody else to make you happy, once they're gone, then what? You're gonna be back to feeling lonely, sad, miserable, depressed, not happy. And then once another person show up, you happy again. Then once they leave, they take that power from you again. So it becomes a cycle. You have to know how to find that happiness within yourself. Like it's so important. Hey Mia, hey Jay, hi Justice.
I like
hey
that
y'all.
too. Bounce. Now,
I feel like we like in church.
you know,
A little bit, okay? A little bit.
it's a little. y'all feel like it's too much? Is it too much? We going too deep?
No, I like these type of conversations.
no,
Honestly, these are the only type of talks y'all gonna get from me. They gotta be impactful. I gotta be doing something where I'm like sparking some change. What Tupac say? If I can get into their mind, I can change I can influence their actions. Pac said something along those lines where he just want to get into your mind and spark the change. If I can get into your brain to spark some type of change, I can change your actions, okay? That's what I'm trying to do.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's just the way it is. Hey, Ladybug.
All right, so that's love. You want to transition or you want to get one more?
I'm with whatever.
They left. So, next question. What you think? What's the form of love that you think people don't see?
I think she may be hungry. You want some? Sorry, what'd you say?
What form of love do you think people don't see?
What form of love do people not see?
Mm-hmm.
Give me an example.
Affection.
Oh, affection.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, some people aren't raised on affection, but I feel like you don't. I mean, maybe you do need it for real, or you just may be like too hard up if you don't ever receive it. No, for real though, right? Okay, so a form of love that I don't think people get to see now. I would say, I think that kind of just ties into what we were talking about. You say the love language, but it's so many different love languages, right?
Yeah.
Right. So right now, I just feel like people are guarded. And I don't know if this is a form of love or what, but I know that this is like how you are able to feel love. And I feel like since a lot of people are guarded and a lot of people are hurt, they are not able to be vulnerable. And if you aren't able to be vulnerable, you aren't really able to see people for who they really are and who they truly are because they have a wall up. So I feel like since people aren't really able to kind of feel people out and really get to know them, it's not forming any real genuine relationships. And it ends up being you look good from the outside and you're caught up in the looks and you're caught up in lust, and these situationships don't really last much longer because everybody got their walls up. They're not really allowing you to get in because they aren't vulnerable enough. And that can come from lack of affection growing up. That can come from people feeling neglected growing up, not getting past it, or people coming up and, you know, not really having much. So now they just feel like I got to talk to you to get what I want to survive. So I guess like a lot of people nowadays, I guess they didn't get that coming up. They didn't get much love because maybe their parents was working, or maybe they was in a single parent home trying to survive. And I feel like now it's shown up in a lot of our generation actions, where though they just want to date people to get things that they want to take. it's like a survival. I feel like everyone's just in survival mode. No one is really trying to love. That's what it is. Like they're trying to survive and not trying to really love.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
You know another piece too that I think
What?
listening to understand.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
because you can have family, you can have friends that may hear you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they don't hear you to actually understand. Yeah. No, hell yeah. No. And I would have did the same thing. Get motherfucking right. You feel me? But don't really understand you enough to know
Mhm.
at that moment what you really saying. You
Mhm.
know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
Could have been a
Mhm.
cry out. You wasn't there for it at the moment, but I was saying it to you. You know
And
what
you
I'm saying?
wasn't really
You know
listening
what
to
I'm
what I was saying.
saying? It could have been, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's a lot of layers of that.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's why I said
Mhm.
I think that that's another form. What you think?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I told you what love is. So it's like it's interesting to me because it could be so many. It means so many things to people, and it is different. Love is different for everybody. Some people feel like love don't even exist. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
not realizing that love got to start from you first. But like, so like love can just get so, you could be talking about it for days, just even like understanding what it is. Like the,
Yeah. That not getting an understanding also. It could
yeah.
be your environment, your situations that you're not around it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
not wanting to get an understanding of that also. You
Yeah.
know, once you get at a certain point in life, I feel like you should start to venture for some type of knowledge, seek for some type of knowledge
Mm-hmm.
of something. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And
Mm-hmm.
maybe that could be one of it along your, you know what I mean, your journey.
Hi, Ivy. Hi, Meech.
Yeah.
Meech. Hi, everybody.
So the next,
Thanks for tapping in with y'all.
the next piece, right? I want to say, what made you want to get into doing podcasting?
Me, I went for, well, I had an internet radio show. So I don't consider that podcasting. I
Well,
haven't
okay.
you consider Little Country Radio a podcast?
It was, yeah, it was the feel.
It was a feel, but I feel like it was a way for me to break into the radio industry.
Radio, yeah,
And
yeah,
since I
yeah.
didn't go to school for it, and since nobody was trying to open up the door for me, Jake, I had to build my own table, pull up, and knock down the doors. You get what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? So I don't look at it as a podcast. I literally produced my show, had topics, had a DJ,
Yeah,
literally imitated what I thought, because like it's not like I went to school for radio, so I didn't know what was really happening in the FM stations
yeah,
until I showed them that it's this girl. I don't know how she broke into the industry. I don't know how she interviewing these people. I don't know how she getting people to download this app to listen, but we need to be paying attention to her. Once I was able to do that, and then the DTLR came about, the 92Q came about. So I don't feel like I ever really tapped into the podcast space how um like my friend like how Jay Hill is. Like and it's
yeah,
interesting to me because Jay is the same person who told me I do not want to interview. Like I want to do Let It Culture Radio, but I don't want to interview nobody. I'm like, well, my guy, you will never be able to do radio without interviewing. And now he's interviewing and he's podcasting, he's consistent with it. That was never my feel, I don't think. Like, and people be asking me about podcasting, but I feel like, for one, I don't think I would do a podcast unless like me and Tony decided to do a podcast, because it's like we're millennials, we're married,
yeah. That
we're
would be
also
cool.
business
Yeah,
partners. You get what I'm saying? Like,
that would
so
be
we can
cool.
now have something to offer to a community that can be designed and created just for us. Whereas though I feel like with me, since I did radio, since I had the radio shows, the internet radio shows, it's like I don't want to talk about topics anymore or just interview anybody. Like I'm in a space where I want to be more intentional. So I don't consider myself having a podcast, but I knew that,
Well,
huh?
okay.
You
I
get what
didn't.
I'm
Well,
saying?
internet radio show. I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was my way
I
to break
look.
into the industry. And that's why I did that. Because, like I said, I didn't have a communications degree. I went to school for social work. I graduated from social work, School of Social Work, Morgan State, 2015. Nothing to do with communications at all. That was all God's plan. I wanted to do communications since I was younger. I used to watch MTV, TRL. I used to love La La. Like, that was a field. But my mom did not want me to go to school for communication. She's like, once you graduate, what are you going to do? That field is so competitive, da 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 da. But it's just like, once God puts something over your life, like whether you go to school for it or not, you're gonna find your way back to it. And that's kind of how that happened. And when the opportunity came to me to start this radio show, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be my way to do what I gotta do to build my name. And you remember when I told y'all I was gonna do a show and what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. And I executed. I did that and you saw it. And that's more so like my reason behind the why. Like I had a plan and it was to break into the industry. And I did that.
No, let me tell you something. Let me give you some flowers that you ain't just say, right? When it was all a dream, Biggie with the Coogee, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it was all a dream, right? And you saying, "Oh yeah, man, now I think I want da da da," and we talking about it in the car, and you like, "Yeah, yeah," and we all giving ideas, and I'm like, "Man, you know what?
Yep.
I didn't even think that you was gonna take it."
Well, I took it.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was like the Jacksons, then then you went solo. Everybody went solo for real.
Yep.
It was like Cash Money.
Everybody broke up and then blew up in their own way.
Everybody went and blew up in their own way. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's super cool. That's super good. And then you took it to the radio.
Yep.
Jay Hill took it to the radio. That's super.
Yeah.
Shout out to JS the Supplier too.
Yeah, that's my guy. Jay is actually his him and his dad, they have like a contracting company. So they've been doing all the construction for the building. So it's like relationships is so important
Super.
too, where it's like it's
Super.
so important. And I've been able to be blessed with people who has literally seen me from the beginning up until now. And since I'm a genuine person and I walk out of love and I give love, like the people are still connected to me. And Jay, he's a big part of the project of CEOs Evolve Studios and doing a great job. And I'm just so excited for y'all to see it. But yeah, shout out to Big Jay, okay? Because Jay came in, he was also the first person to talk to me about like bridging the gaps. And he had his own radio station, his own radio show, but he saw what I was doing and he was like, I see what you're doing and I want to help you however I can. If you want co-host, if you need me to do this, if you need me to do that. And then eventually, I ended up leaving WPB, came over to Jay, and we've been stuck ever since. So shout out to my guy.
Nah, big time shout out. So before we wrap, Pito, I want to say to everybody,
Hey,
I
y'all.
appreciate y'all. What's
Sheree,
going on out there to
hi,
the chat?
Sydney.
You feel me?
Hey,
For locking in and tuning in.
Yes.
With Raven. Definitely appreciate you, friend. The love was definitely in the atmosphere. Thank you for sharing your definition of it. You feel me? And giving everybody, a better understanding from your perspective. I just felt like she was a great woman to give that energy. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the kingdom that she got over there going on. You feel me? Shout out to your husband. Shout out to Lil Mama. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, Izzy came in, made a grand entrance,
you know what I'm saying?
made a little
She made it rain.
appearance.
She did a whole bunch of claps for us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I ain't talking to you, Izzy. I know you heard me say your name, but I'm not talking to you, girl. Hey, boo boo.
So,
yes, it's a vibe. I'm just proud of you. Like I said, like you talked to me about the vision, about the podcast, and I'm glad I was able to come in on live and do this. I guess when you come in town, the next one you do is going to be in CEOs Evolve Studios. We're going to do it in a podcast room to really get at that aesthetics. Okay, I'm putting it out there. So that's what we're going to do in 2020.
And you heard it first.
Yep.
And you heard it first.
Period.
You heard it first.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, what extra do you have going on out there? I'm pretty sure that y'all building a lot. You know what I see from what y'all doing right
What?
now? I see y'all on a panel, right, with the
Mhm.
little joint like that, the little
Mhm.
earpiece, with the
Mhm.
microphone right here,
Mhm.
corner to corner talking to the whole crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Whole blueprint on the back screen. You
Mhm.
feel me? On the backdrop.
Mhm.
I
Really
see
giving
it.
workshops.
I see it.
Hey, Brian. Yeah, that's the plan though. Like at the once we get up and going, because I want it to be membership based. But outside of that too, we're gonna do monthly workshops where though we're gonna have different entrepreneurs be able to come in and teach different skill sets. Like shout out to Isis Brianna. Like she is so good with pitching herself to other brands. So it's like I'm like, I need you to come to Baltimore, end up doing a workshop to teach us how to pitch. So like every month I'm going to bring someone who is doing something amazing in their field to be able to share their gifts with us. And that's kind of like what I want to be able to do in that space. Like allow you to be able to content create, do your thing, but more so dive more into those gifts that are in here and challenge you to become your best creative self. And then on top of that, we're also going to have some artist residencies around that area as well, because I feel like Baltimore needs to be built up, especially in that area that we're in. Like
Hmm.
a lot of rehabilitation needs to go on. So we want to basically be able to develop a community for creatives, make spaces like that, like wanted again, like remove all these vacant homes,
Mm.
all the gutter that's outside, like
Yeah, yeah.
really go into the city and build it up and create a space for us to be able to thrive, build community, and just do what we gotta do. Hi, Damon Blue. Hey,
No, for
Gush.
sure. What it is,
Hi,
what it is, family.
C.
So before we shout it out, right? I do want to ask one more. You feel me?
Okay,
When
I'm
you
here.
moved to
Come
New
on.
York,
Yeah.
excuse me. When you moved to New York, first of
Mhm.
all, leaving where where you from anyway is hard enough, for a lot, and
Mhm.
people would be surprised how much of a struggle it is.
Yeah.
It's almost like slavery, because you having to open yourself up to a whole nother atmosphere, habitat, all of that. So,
Mhm.
what did you learn when you moved there?
I became a different type of beast in New York.
Mm.
No cap. I was my saddest in New York, but it built another beast out of me. I feel like I felt my loneliest in New York. During that time period, that was the most money I had made in my career period. Going from radio to then having like my first TV job, being a field producer for TMZ, I feel like I was financially in the best space of my life, but emotionally and mentally, I was in the lowest place, if that makes sense. And it's just like,
Yeah.
so in those moments, like I said, when I was in those seasons of really having to fast and pray, like I remember on my birthday,
Was
I
it?
ended up
I didn't
being
mean to
in.
cut you off. Not
Go
to
ahead.
cut you off, but for you to remember what you're gonna say. Was it because no family around?
And the thing
You're
is, I
lonely.
had family. I was staying with my cousin when I was in New York. My dad's
Mm.
side is from New York. So I was staying in Long Island, New York. Shout out to my cousin Janice, love you, Taz, all y'all. So I had family out there, but I don't think it was that. It was like, I was coming out of a rocky relationship. So I felt lonely in that aspect. Two, it just was like, it was different. Like I was out in the field, literally outside in the field 10 to 12 hours a day in New York, outside, me, my
Yeah.
camera on feet. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I need to hustle. It was a different type of hustle. You get what I'm saying? When I
Right,
got
right,
one
right.
up, when you really need a
Outside
bigger face
with
to
my
get
brothers. Everybody.
outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's winter
Word up.
time, and it's just something I've never experienced before. But like I said, it forced me to be another beast. It forced me to build connections, relationships. Because if I wanted to know where a certain celebrity and stuff was going to be at, I had to make sure I had my tips. So I became friends with custodians, securities, business owners, restaurant owners. Like I had to really like go out there and utilize my relationships. But like I said, so it forced me to kind of like just be another type of beast, even in the midst of me being emotionally and mentally sad. I had to pick myself up because I knew I was out there for a reason. So I ended up becoming more spiritually grounded in that season, and I ended up being closer to God in that season. And like I was saying, I remember my birthday, it was turning 12 o'clock every year for my birthday. Like, I always just like how I bring in my birthday, I feel like sets the tone. And I somehow got stuck in New York because it was like, I don't know if it was like snowing, so like traffic was crazy. I had to already drive an hour from New York City to get to Long Island, but now I'm in my car for like 2 hours just trying to get out the city, and still got to drive an hour to then get to Long Island. And I remember just being in the car, and I just bust out crying, and I was writing on my phone. Like, I have so many notes. I feel like me really journaling and crying and watching Mike Todd. That's how I got heavy into Transformation Church. He had the relationship series. In that relationship series, the first episode is like, you're single but you're not alone. And like literally, like, I feel like all of that was just a part of my season. Long story short, to explain it. So New York, I was the saddest, but I was making the most money I did. But since I felt so low, I needed something to pick me up, and I became my most grounded spiritually. And then on top of that, picked up a lot of other skills that I needed to make me be more, make me become the boss that I am today. And that's more so like how New York was. It was needed. It was needed. It was needed.
Separate yourself from that, from the relationship, being heartbroken at the moment, and that. What did you learn from that? You know?
What did I learn?
Yeah.
I learned that I'm capable, and I learned that I can do it even when things get hard. Because like I said, being outside 10, 12 hours in New York City, that thing is different in the winter. I'm talking about, I got a t-shirt on, I got a turtleneck on, I got a sweater on top of that, then I got a coat, then I got some leggings, then I got some pants, then I got 2 pair of socks, then I got some boots, then I got some gloves. You guys are like really outside in 7-degree weather. Okay.
Holding the block down for TMZ.
Huh?
Holding the block down for TMZ.
Holding the block down for TMZ. Picture that. You get what I'm saying? And what I also learned is that in the season, well, New York, beyond New York, because I thought I'd been going to New York, but that season me working for TMZ, okay? What I learned the most from that is that you have to go through seasons in order to grow, right? And it prepares you for that next season that's coming. But on top of that, you also have to know when you have to walk away. Because why I end up optioning out of TMZ was because they wanted me to put them first. And granted, that's the most money I was making, but I wasn't being fulfilled emotionally and mentally by doing that. So it was a lot of times where though I was making relationships and connections, and I was now coming to a space where I had friends that were celebrities. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, if I'm able to like talk to them or get interviews and stuff on there, and you telling me I can't now build up my own brand, the Raven Paris brand, and you don't want to use my clips, and I'm now not supposed to do it because I work for you, that was not okay for me. So you also have to know, even when situations seem like they are the best you'll ever get, you have to have faith to know that you got to put yourself first, and you got to do what makes you happy and walk away if need be. And that's what I learned in that season. I did what I needed to do to grow, and then when it was time to go, I said deuces, and I took those skills, and that's kind of what happened.
And right now they watching you shine bright like a diamond. You heard?
Okay, and when I thought that was gonna be the most I was ever gonna make, it's like, no, I've been able to make that plus more, like just doing my own stuff, like by me marketing, by me having my clients, by me just being authentic and staying true to who I am as Raven Paris. I've been able to make a living. Like, I'm a full-time entrepreneur, homeowner, building owner, wife, mother. Like, you have to bet on yourself every time. Every
Absolutely.
Hey, Chi. Yes, have you on the boss woman status. Period. Okay.
There you go.
Period. What was the best moment out there? The best moment worked for TMZ? No, I had some great moments out there. My best moment, I would say, I got to interview Whoopi Goldberg, y'all. And that was, I got to interview Oprah too.
Classic.
Oprah twice.
Listen,
I saw Oprah my first day on the field. But
I call her the Oprah of Baltimore. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
period. But my best
Period.
moment, like Oprah was a cool moment. That
Yeah.
thing got posted, but my funnest moment was definitely when I interviewed Whoopi Goldberg. Like, she was just so much fun. And I remember she actually, because I think I was still shadowing then. And what ended up happening was I ended up asking her about Sister Act. Sister Act 2, Back in the Habitat, that is my thing.
No,
And
absolutely. 1 and 2.
hello, classic. So I ended up asking her, like, are y'all gonna do another one? What's up with it? And she's like, you know what's so crazy? I actually spoke to Tyler Perry about it. She's like, you know what? Come here. So she asked Jeremy, who I was shadowing, to hold the camera so I can get on the camera with her. And she wanted me both to ask Tyler Perry when he going to film the next movie. And I just thought that was just so like cool and fun. And you would have thought they would have used that clip, and they didn't. So it was just so many memories, and me being outside having to really like do the work to get this footage that they did not use, and it just got lost in the sauce. But those be memories that, you know, will live in my brain. And then when I got to see Oprah, it was my first day out on the field, and Jeremy tried to interview her, and she did not have time. She went from hotel right into the car, and she didn't really stop. But that was like, I was literally so close to her car. But the second time I saw her, that's when I literally had to stalk her hotel, and I knew she left out, so I knew she had to come back in. And that's when I ended up being near the door. It was raining outside. She was coming in. I asked her a question, and she saw me, and she stopped, answered my question, went into the hotel, and they played the clip. So I didn't see Oprah.
Played that one though.
Oh yeah. They definitely, anything with Oprah is gonna get clickbait.
Yeah,
So you know they played that one. I said
you talking about the first one?
The first one, I didn't ask
seen
her
the
a
first one.
question. Jeremy asked her a question, so she didn't answer him. She went from the hotel to the car, but that was the first time I was so close to her where I was just like, damn, that's Oprah. Like, but the second time it was just me out on the field. And when she went past me, she stopped, turned around, answered my question, and then went back into the hotel, and they played that one. But I got to interview a lot of people. Like, I remember I ran into Omari Hardwick like 3 times in one day. Also, what it taught me is you have to really pay attention to, I learned people license plates tags. And that sounds so stalkerish, but like literally like based on like who I was just shadowing, Jeremy be like, okay, we're right here. What do you see around you? And it was like the car, literally Omari Hardwick, like that. We saw him get into that car. Now we're on another block on another street. Oh, that's Omar Hardwick. So he must be here too. Like, so it really just forced me to pay attention to my surroundings, people, cars, people. It was a crazy season, but I learned a lot. So yeah, I had a lot of cool, fun memories for sure. But I've never been like starstruck. So it never forced me to want to stay and work with them. Because I just didn't really care that much. Like, I didn't. It was fun, but like I didn't care. I didn't care that much. Y'all wasn't that much fun. Hey, Aunt Nick.
Hey, Aunt Nick, what's up? Hey,
Oh, any
like
other
I
ways
said
I
not too long
civilized?
ago,
Exactly.
I
Congrats on the success. Thank you.
appreciate you, Queen, for kicking them gems and them jewels. You know what I mean? Dropping a whole lot of sauce for the queens out there. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing. Keep on blossoming. We all see you. You feel what I'm saying? Keep doing what you're doing. Salute, Queen.
Baltimore
I appreciate you.
Gang.
Thanks for kicking them gems. Raven
Of
Paris,
course.
y'all. Thank y'all for kicking it with the Haveknotz podcast. Tune in every Tuesday and every Sunday. Check out the YouTube page, Haveknotz Podcast Culture. You feel me? Haveknotz Podcast Sports. We on Ant. We on Twitter. We on Facebook. You know what I mean? Tickety tockety.
Tickety tockety. I love you too.
I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate
because we got plans.
Love.
All right, y'all. Have a good night.
Have a great one.
Thanks, friend.
Already, friend.
Haveknotz.